1980 and 1988, Hi-de-Hi transported audiences back to the 1960s, the twilight of the traditional British holiday camp. Through the gates of Maplin, the series celebrated a bygone era of sun-drenched summers, communal dining halls and seaside entertainment. Today we look back at the immensely talented, much-loved cast members who are no longer with us, honouring the wonderful characters they portrayed and their enduring contribution to the history of British television comedy. Leslie Dwyer was the son of popular musical comedian Johnny Dwyer and appeared in his first film aged 15. He often just appeared in single episodes of TV, comedy and drama productions as a Mr. Ordinary character. Hi-de-Hi was his only long-running role as Mr. Partridge, the miserable, hard-drinking Punch and Judy man with an aversion to children. Mr. Partridge was last seen in season 6 of Hi-de-Hi, shown in December 1984. He wasn't written out until season 7, when he was said to have gone to run a pub and left a dummy wearing his clothes floating in the pool to give the rest of the Yellowcoats a fright. Leslie Dwyer died from respiratory failure due to pulmonary embolism on the 26th of December 1986. Kenneth Connor became popular with audiences through his roles in the Carry On films, having been in the very first, Carry On Sergeant, in 1958, and about half of the other films, up to and including the penultimate film in the series, Carry On Emmanuel. He was often the unlikely love interest. He was also on demand in the theatre, including the original 1963 London West End production of the Stephen Sondheim musical A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum as Hysterium. His character, Sammy, was basically a tramp who earned a crust entertaining children on the beach, and Ted got him a job at Maplin's to replace Mr. Partridge. While in Hi-de-Hi, he was also appearing in Hello Hello as Monsieur Alphonse. Kenneth Connor died of cancer at the age of 75 at his home in Harrow in Middlesex on the 28th of November 1993. Simon Cadell was a classically trained actor, and his early performing roles were in the theatre in the 1970s. It should be no surprise he went into acting, as many of his close relatives were in the profession. He was the cousin of the actor Guy Siner and the son-in-law of the television producer David Croft. His first major TV role was Strumbannführer Reinecke in Enemy at the Door. He was the fish-out-of-water entertainments manager Geoffrey Fairbrother in the pilot and first 5 seasons of Hi-de-Hi. In January 1993 he suffered a near-fatal heart attack. He returned to the stage 4 months after undergoing triple heart bypass surgery, but was diagnosed with lymphoma in September 1993 while being treated for pneumonia. Simon Cadell died in London on the 6th of March 1996 at the age of 45. He is buried in the All Saints churchyard at Honington in Suffolk. Ben Ayres started primarily as a theatre performer in the 1960s in serious and comic roles, and also acted in films. His TV career started in 1971, again in a combination of comic and dramatic roles. His first appearance in Hi-de-Hi as Julian Dalrymple Sykes was in the final episodes of season 5. Barry is injured and cannot dance, so Yvonne asks Julian to help out. When Barry Howard was written out at the start of season 8, Julian returns as Yvonne's regular dance partner. Ben Ayres died on the 4th of September 2003. Deanne Holland was born in Melbourne, Australia, but brought up in England. She trained as a dancer at the Cone Ripeman Performing Arts Academy in London. She was the principal dancer in Sunday Night at the London Palladium shows, and also had a recurring part of Sarah Maynard in Crossroads in the late 1960s. She also performed in cabaret in European casinos and in many West End productions. Her biggest TV success was as Yvonne Stewart Hargreaves in every episode of Hi-de-Hi. She never married or had any children. Her agent stated that she was a real trooper and a joy to look after and extremely hard working. Deanne Holland lived quietly in the village of Godstone, Surrey, where she died at home on the 24th of January 2009 at the age of 78 after contracting bronchial pneumonia. Felix Bonus was dissuaded from becoming an entertainer by his parents, so he did an apprenticeship as a shop fitter. He became an amateur flyweight champion boxer for London and Southern counties. After entering a talent contest in 1944, he met comic double act Elsie and Doris Waters, known as Gert and Daisy, who encouraged him to try for more work in TV. He became a warm-up man for the Morecambe and Wise television show. This led to occasional roles on screen in comedy shows. He didn't do much film work, but was notably in the 1979 soft porn film Queen of the Blues, starring Mary Millington. He continued to be a regular audience warm-up artist before recordings of BBC comedy shows, including Hi-de-Hi. He was cast as former jockey Fred Quilly in Hi-de-Hi and appeared in all 58 episodes, and subsequently appeared with the same ensemble cast in You Rang My Lord and Oh Dr Beeching. Felix Bonus retired from acting in 2003 after being diagnosed with dementia. He died of cancer in 2009 at the age of 87. Paul Shane was a miner until an accident resulted in him being pensioned from the coal mines in 1967. He had been working part-time as an entertainer in pubs and clubs and became full-time 2 years after the accident. He had small parts and made guest appearances in television series throughout the 1970s. The role of Ted Bovis in Hi-de-Hi was his first major acting part. As well as being the somewhat crooked camp host, Paul Shane sang the lyrics for the end theme for most of the episodes. In 2009, Paul Shane was admitted to the Northern General Hospital in Sheffield for heart surgery and made a full recovery. Following another short period of ill health, he died on the 16th of May 2013 at a hospice in Rotherham. Barry Howard worked backstage in theatres to fund his place at drama school. He had a few TV roles in comedy shows and was in just one feature film. He also performed in the theatre and was half of one of the most celebrated Ugly Sister acts in pantomime, regularly appearing opposite John Inman. He was best known for his role as Barry Stuart Hargreaves in the first 7 seasons of Hi-de-Hi. His deadpan comedy style and classic facial expressions made him a popular character. Despite his dedication to the role, his contract was not renewed for season 8 due to what was described as increasingly erratic behaviour, largely fuelled by heavy drinking. The explanation given for the disappearance of the character was that Barry and Yvonne's marriage had finally collapsed completely, resulting in Yvonne's old flame Julian Dalrymple Sykes taking over as her dance partner. Barry Howard died from blood cancer, aged 78, on the 28th of April 2016. Leslie Hulme, known professionally as Les Carl, was a singer who made cover versions of pop hits between 1962 and 1965 for Embassy Records as sold at Woolworths department stores. He later changed his name to Ken Barry and was a member of the Mike Sam's Singers. He sang theme tunes and narrated Postman Pat and Charlie Chalk. His narrating and whistling was used in films and many TV commercials. He also provided singing voices for many actors in feature films. He sang the opening theme tune for Hi-de-Hi with the Ladybirds. Ken Barry died from liver cancer at his home in Denham, Buckinghamshire, on the 29th of July 2016. Ruth Maddock was brought up in Swansea but attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. She played Fru Sarah in the 1971 film version of the musical Fiddler on the Roof, and in 1972 she appeared as Mrs Diebread 2 in the film version of Under Milk Wood. Early in her TV career she was in most episodes of crime drama Hunter's Walk. She also worked in the theatre, including musicals and pantomimes. She was best known for her role as Gladys Pugh in Hi-de-Hi, for which she received a BAFTA TV Award nomination for Best Light Entertainment Performance. In December 2022, Ruth Maddock was due to appear in Aladdin at the Princess Theatre, Torquay. However, she suffered a fall and was unable to appear in the production. Ruth Maddock died in hospital on the 9th of December 2022 following surgery related to the fall. Ewan Hooper was a stage, film and television actor performing in comic and serious roles. His first recurring character was Detective Sergeant Smith in the 1970s series Hunter's Walk. He was responsible for establishing the Greenwich Theatre in South East London and was the founder-director of the Scottish Theatre Company formed in Glasgow in 1980. He was in 5 episodes of seasons 8 and 9 of Heidi High as camp controller Eric Foster. Ewan Hooper died on the 6th of April 2023. The traditional British holiday camp may now belong to history, but through Heidi High its spirit remains immortal. The beloved actors we have honoured in this tribute gave us characters that felt like old friends, defined by brilliant comic timing and genuine warmth. They captured the essence of a simpler, gentler time, ensuring that the joy of Maplins lives on for generations of viewers. The Yellowcoats are still smiling and the laughter never truly fades.